What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Big Lady, and I am back again with the story time. Um, First, y'all like, comment, subscribe. Also, share my channel. Today is the story time that I said I was gonna do, so I'm doing it now, and it's how my booty almost killed me, and it's a true story. So anyway, I'm gonna try not to make it long, but I do want to cover just about everything that happened. So it started October it was like the mid slash late part of October, which we all know that is flu season. So I knew I had a boil coming up because I felt it, and it was like right there by my rectum. And just to give a little past history of me, I have had those issues, not in that area, but I have had those issues in the past where I would get boils like under my arms, mainly like in the creases of stuff, like your under your breast, up under places where it have, heat, you sweat, stuff like that. But anyway, but I haven't had it in that area. But, and I'm going to do a disclaimer now. I ain't putting no pictures up because, first of all, I don't know how, if YouTube will take my video down because they are very graphic. So, also, that's something that's personal. I wouldn't mind doing it, but I don't want my video being taken down. So, I'm not going to post any of those those pictures. But anyway, so I knew one was coming up. So, a lot of times when I would get them, I would do like a heat compress that'll help bring it to a head, so it can, come to a head, buzz, drain, go away, whatever. So, like I said, I felt that one coming up. And I was at work this particular night, and I started having body aches. And so I was telling the nurse that I was working with, I was like, it was like, lady, you all right? You feeling okay? And I'm like, my body just hurting. So yes, it's flu season. So, she was like, maybe it's the onset of the flu. And I'm like, maybe, or whatever. So I just asked her, because it was like the wee hours of the morning. Anybody who knows me knows I work night shift. So it was like in the wee hours of the morning, and all I needed was some ibuprofen just to get me through the rest of my shift. So I took that. I started to feel better. Get off. I go home. I lay down. When I wake up, I feel, I can't explain it because I ain't never been sick like that before. But it's kind of like I felt worse. Of course, body aches was back. At the time, I was smoking cigarettes, so I didn't have the urge to smoke, and also I didn't have the urge to eat or drink. But like I said, I knew that was back there, so I made a hot bath, cleaned out my tub, made a hot bath, and I sat in it. And I ended up calling in for that night because I felt awful. Like I said, I can't explain it, how, when you feel sick. So I called in that night. It was a Thursday. It started on a Wednesday morning, so this is Thursday night. So Friday, I felt worse, but I did the same thing. I soaked in the tub, and water as hot as I could stand it, or whatever. I ended up calling in Friday, which was bad night for my kids, but y'all, I was just literally really, really sick. So Saturday rolls around, and y'all, I am freezing. And I couldn't understand why I was so cold. And then something in my mind was like, check your temperature. And I had a thermometer. So I took my temperature, y'all. It was 102.9. No, I'm not a nurse or a doctor, but I have been a CNA for 12 years. And I should have known better. A temperature that high, I should have got it up right then. I didn't. I was going to go to the doctor on Monday. Y'all, I just didn't want to pay the copay to go to the ER. So that's why I didn't want to go. So like I said, as each day went by, I just felt worse and worse. So Sunday come, well, I think Saturday, it started to open up and drain. So I'm like, good, thank goodness, I'm starting to feel better. That's what I'm thinking. So, but I wasn't. So Sunday come around, I ran out of Tylenol and Motrin. Y'all, when I don't feel good, I like to sleep. So my Tylenol and Motrin was always PM because I like to sleep, but I'm not feeling well. So I called my best friend. I'm like, can you bring me some more Tylenol and Motrin? And she was like, you've been sick for 5 days. I'm not gonna bring you nothing. Put your clothes on. I'm gonna take you to the emergency room. Who was I to fight with her? I was not gonna fight with her. So I went on ahead. I put my clothes on and I went. So, man, y'all, when it started to open up a drain, it was foul. The stench, it was foul, but I have had ones that opened up a drain that had a smell to it or whatever like that. Even when I went to Dr. They lanced the ones in the past. It had a little odor to it, and they swabbed it or whatever, tested, but they always came back negative. I didn't have no infection or nothing like that, but they still put me on antibiotics. But anyway, let's get back into the story. So anyway, y'all, so we get to the emergency room, y'all. I could barely sit in the wheelchair because it's on, the area where it's at. And they get me in the room. They examine it. They immediately put an IV in me. Started fluids and IV antibiotics, and they also gave me some for my pain. Even though I asked for it, I guess they knew I was in pain. But you be scared to ask for it nowadays at the hospital because a lot of times they be trying to say people are seeking pain medicine or whatnot. So I was just gonna tough it out. So they gave me some pain medicine, drew some blood work, and the nurse was like, the doctor ordered for you to go to a CT just to see how far, where exactly, the abscess was, on my rectum or whatever. Okay. So, a few hours later, the doctor, she come in and she was like, we're going to go ahead and admit you. So I'm like, Lord, okay, as a single mother, and they admit you into the hospital, you're like, oh Lord, what about my kids? So, I know I wasn't in no shape to argue with it, so of course I stayed. So after about an hour, 6:30, I finally make it to the floor. They let me know that next morning I was going to go to surgery so they could do an IND on it. So I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. So, I get settled, call my kids or whatever like that. And let them know I got to meet it. So my best friend, she left and went to my house because I don't live far from the hospital and got some stuff that I needed. Brought the kids so they come see me, whatever like that. So that Monday, I go in for my IND. Like that afternoon, I went in for the IND, or whatever. Y'all, like I said, I'm still sick, still running this fever or whatnot. Me not knowing what my lab works was like, didn't know what the CT scan showed or nothing like that. Me just thinking they just, like I said, it's just in the drain. That's what an IND is. So they kept me another night. They was doing dressing changes on me because, they had a packet. Y'all, I'm thinking they took like a little piece on my butt back there. But like after a day or two that I was in, after a day or two, no, the next day is when I started. It was like, it woke me up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was like, oh, you going to hyperbarics and wound care this morning. And I'm like, 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock. So I'm like, okay. So I get up, and the guy, he come pick me up or whatever, take me to hyperbarics, y'all. And this tube they put you in, y'all can say I'm a big woman. I call it a tube. But I'm going to put a picture so y'all can know what the hyperbaric chamber looks like. So I had to do 40 treatments. That's like, when I went that day, that was counting as treatment. So they put you in this chamber. First, what she did was the doctors and the nurses in wound care, they unpacked everything, took pictures. They had to assess the wound and all that kind of stuff. So they did all that. Of course, I had to sign consents and everything. I go in there when you go to the hyperbaric chamber, you gotta be in there for an hour and 45 minutes. And honey, the space is so small in there. Like I said, I'm gonna put a picture in there so y'all can see what it looks like. So I did that, which I wasn't feeling, but I didn't argue with it. So let me rewind back. When they took the dressings out, y'all, forgot to mention this, and examined everything, the hyperbaric nurse, she had noticed that I had another one, like right at the tailbone of my behind. So she was like, we had to consult surgery. So they did. So that next morning, I went to surgery so they can get that one out, dig it out, whatever. So I had the one back there at my rectum, and I had the one right there at the top of my tailbone. That one right there. But the one that was at the top of my tailbone, it was real small. But they still packed it and, treated it like they did the other one, and won't care. So when I went in for the second surgery for one of my tailbone, the surgeon, she was like, it'll be a good time for you to get an ostomy. And for people that don't know what an ostomy is, colostomy is all the same. It's a poop bag, period. That's all it is. It's a poop bag. And I'm like, I'm kind of pissed because first you just got let this anesthesia man give me this medicine to make me drowsy. And then that's when you go sit here and mention something about an ostomy and then give me my consent for surgery to sign. I didn't like that. But like I told her, I was like, no, I don't want that. And they wanted me to have that. So when I do have bowel movements and stuff, they didn't want it to reinfect the wound, which I understood. But me, I wanted to make sure that I can do this on my own and take care of myself the best way I could before making a big decision like that. So after a few days, the hyperbaric nurse, because I'm going every morning for my hyperbaric treatment, and oh yeah, that second surgery, they also, after that surgery, they also put a PICC line in me, y'all, because I was hard to stick. Like I said, I wasn't eating, I was sick, dehydrated. So they put a PICC line. I see that little dot right there? That's where my PICC line was at, right there. But anyway, so the hyperbaric nurse, she was like, lady, she was like, you act like this is just not a big deal. Like you're not scared or anything. And I'm like, no, what you talking about, y'all? She showed me a picture of my butt. I did not know it was that bad, y'all. I just thought they just took the little corner on the inside, where it started. I thought they just took that out. They took that out and damn near my whole ass cheek. Just about. When they measured the wound, and anybody that's good with math, it was 20 by 25. It was a big, big area they took off of my butt. And it was also deep, and I was like, my heart dropped, because I'm like, the floor that I was on, I used to work with them. A lot of them. Some of them were new nurses that I never met. But a lot of them was old nurses that knew me. And I knew that we used to work together. And I'm like, they didn't even tell me that. One when they would do my dressing changes, I was hollering like I would, because it was so painful. It felt like somebody would just, the nerves back there were just, I did not know that it was that bad back there. And it was. It was bad. And it was bad to where, and I didn't know that people was like, it was kind of hush hush about stuff, because they didn't know whether I was gonna bounce back from it. They didn't know was gonna heal. They thought a lot of negative things, but I had to talk with God. If it wasn't His plan for me to make it through that, I had already made my peace. But I wasn't going to let it stress me out, because working in the medical field, you have seen, I have worked with people that like find out they got cancer and then they go downhill and it takes them out faster. I didn't want that for myself. So I left it in God's hands, and I did basically what they told me to do. So y'all know I was on a lot of antibiotics. They would have me on oral antibiotics and IV antibiotics. Cause all those days, I spent 10 days in the hospital, and even with the day they discharged me, I was still running a fever, but the man let me go anyway. They wanted to send me to LTAC, which is like a long-term hospital, and because they feel like I couldn't take care of myself at home, but I decided to go home. So after that, y'all, after I went home, they set me up with home health. So home health came on the weekend, did my dressing changes, and then when I went to hyperbarics, early in the mornings, they did my dressing changes Monday through Friday. Also, I had to go to the infusion clinic because, like I told you, I had a PICC line in my arm still, and I had to do IV antibiotics every day. Um, so, and I was healing nicely. You know, like I said, I was trying not to make it real too long, but I just want to cover majority of things. So come to find out, my lab work showed that my white cells were real high when I first came in. Um, the CT showed that I had pockets of gas back there, meaning it was gas gangrene, y'all. That boil had turned into gas gangrene, and that's why when she went in, she thought she was doing the IND. Um, but when she cut, and the stench, from my understanding, from what I heard, tore that whole OR up when she opened it. All that was nothing but dead in the necrotic tissue from a boil. So I did hyperbarics. I did my 40 treatments. I did my antibiotics every day. I had to be off work for 3 months, but it ended up healing up and closing. They didn't suture it up. They didn't put a wound vac back there because of the area that it was in. Um, so I did 3 months. Like I said, home health came to my house on the weekends, and I did that stuff for 3 months. And in between time, where this was October, I got out of the hospital on Halloween. I went in on the 21st, got out on Halloween. My daughter's birthday was on the 24th of November. Guess what, y'all? She got sick. And she had, not pancreatitis, y'all. She had to get her appendicitis. That's what she had. So the day after her birthday, she going into surgery, getting her appendix out. While I'm still doing my hyperbarics and my IV, but y'all know I'm gonna take care of my child. But then she made sure I took care of myself as well because she had turned 14. But yes, y'all. So I'm sharing this story because I know I'm not the only person that suffer with abscesses and boils. They got a term for it, y'all. I can't pronounce it, but I throw it up on the screen. A lot of people suffer from different type of health issues and silence. With my boils, I will work and it be hurting, but I won't say nothing. But my point to making this video is, if you feel something ain't right about your body, y'all go get help. Even though like I said, I would take care of my boils. I never busted, and that's what the hyperbaric nurse thought I did. I mean, it was in the area how I'm fat. I'm gonna see back there to even bust anything. But she actually thought I tried to bust it, like stick a needle to it. I didn't do that. I got in that tub and in some hot water, and that's my way of getting to come to a head. I never popped it. I never tried to go and pop it because I know that they say that can cause infection. So, like I said, my point of sharing this video with y'all, whether it's a boil or anything, got to do with your health. Y'all go chest pain, anything. Don't wait around. Because I felt as though if I would have went when I discovered my fever was high like it was, it wouldn't have spread it like it did. It wouldn't have been as bad as it was. But as the days went on that I was sick at home, which is giving it room to spread and get back. And when I say y'all, I got help in the nick of time because within days I would have been dead. I would have been stuck with a permanent colostomy bag because it started out by my rectum, y'all. So thank God it didn't spread to where it would mess with my intestines and stuff, because it could have, and I would have been stuck with a bag. So if y'all have anything health-wise that's going on with y'all selves or a sudden change, y'all go get it checked out. Y'all don't sit around and wait. I did that. Do I still get my boils to this day? Not in that area. But yes, I do. Do I still take care of myself? Yes, I do. But if I feel as though it won't bust, it's getting there, but it won't. But I go to the doctor or whatever. They'll Lancet give me antibiotics and stuff like that. So, um, during my course of treatment, I did not get not one boil. And I stopped smoking at that time. So after 3 months and I healed up and I go back to work, I started back to smoking, which now I'm smoke free for 6 months. But yes, I still get them like under my arms and different whatever. So I'm not gonna say this is a big person's thing because I know nurses that I work with that smile me were like, oh, lady, I had a boil here or there, but they don't pop up, you know, like mine will pop up. So soon but very soon, I know I'll have to get the cores out so they stop reoccurring. So that's what I'm going to do. But has it came back in that area? Yeah, not in that area. Not even the one at the tailbone because they dug their core out. But I haven't got them in that area. But like I said, I do monitor how I'm feeling if I do get one. So yes, y'all. Y'all please comment your thoughts and opinion. I'm not ashamed of my story. I'm not ashamed to say that I got a dent back there in my booty because this is my testimony. And like I said, that's something that almost took my life because I wasn't taking me being sick very seriously. Like I said, when you haven't been sick like that before, you don't know. But y'all comment, subscribe, share my story. Follow me on all my social medias. The link will be in the description box below. And another thing, y'all, I've let my son take over my live because my channel I'm not monetized, but it got to where I could do the mobile streaming now. So I let him go live and play Fortnite, y'all. So if y'all see that, that's my baby. I let him use my live to go. He getting his little fans. I get his on my channel. But hopefully I don't drive y'all away from my channel. Because I'm still going to be posting videos, y'all. But like I said, comment down below. Let me know if y'all had this issue. Share this with somebody that y'all know that have this type of problem. That have issues with boils. So they can actually know how bad these type of things can get. Because I didn't know it until it happened to me. So I'm sharing my story so people can, if they get them, they can like I said, monitor their self, monitor how they feeling, checking their temperatures if they feeling, different or whatever like that. So anyway, thank y'all for watching my video. Y'all have a blessed and prosperous day. And the next time, y'all, bye.